You know what? Let's take it deeper than that, man. Let's sit back and think about it. When they talk about, to me, you got how many kids going where? They going back to school. But being that these kids going back to school. And right now, when you sit back and you look at it.
Yeah, that's what. Let's get to that. Let's get to that.
Four miles in the building.
Hey, yo, can I ask Glaze a question real quick, man? Because I've been wanting to ask him this for a long time. Bro. I mean, not been wanting to ask him, but yo, you was just talking about dudes making deals and all that, right? How did you feel when you told on your brother, Glaze? You told on your brother.
Who's my brother?
Kool-Aid.
Okay, listen. If I would have told my brother, if I would have told my brother would have been under the jail.
Glaze, I just did 18 years, you heard? I'm heavy at the Brooklyn court up north, you heard? You gave your brother some papers to take somewhere. You told him to take some papers somewhere. And when he read the papers, you was telling on him in the papers, Glaze. That's a fact.
Bro, listen.
Glaze, that's a fact, Glaze.
Listen what you're saying, okay? I know what was in the paper, okay? So the difference is, if it was anything I was saying against my brother would have been indicted. My brother would have been in jail.
That's not a fact. That's not. Yo, listen. Hold on. It's not a fact. Young Jeezy on trial, when BMF was on trial, somebody said they used to serve Jeezy bricks of cocaine at the White House. Jeezy never caught a case. Just because you tell on somebody don't mean they gonna go to jail. You told on your brother, son.
You can't tell me if I would have told on my brother, guess what would have happened? My brother would have been in jail. So me and you can sit and go back and forth about that all day long. So when you sit back and you talk about my brother, the difference right now, my brother made a damn deal. So even with all that shit being said, I'm listening to what you're saying. I know how the system works. I went through the system. So it's not like you did 18 years. I'm sorry you did 18 years. But the difference is right now, I know what took place. I know what happened. And you know what? Even before you dial in, and when they come to you and they ask you a question, and the question they ask you, they want you to lie because they already got the answer to confirm what they asked you. So they ask me a question and I confirm it, and they ask me if this is your brother, and I say, no, that's not my brother. When they know automatically that is my brother, they know I'm lying. So they ask me questions.
That's the false say uno clause. You tell one lie that everything you said was a lie, and that's how they could do you. I know that. I'm saying, I'm aware of that, but I'm saying your brother had some paperwork that you told him to take somewhere, and you was telling the police about your brother in the paperwork. That's why your brother don't mess with you to this day. You know what I'm saying? He be talking bad about you and all of that, son. Like, I'm just saying what, like I used to be at them Brooklyn tables with all of the Fort Greene niggas, all the East New York niggas, all the Brownsville niggas when I was up north. I'm telling you, Glaze, they say you told on your brother. And I just want to know, like, when you was in the streets, putting all that work in for catting them niggas, did you know in your brain you was gonna tell? Cause that ain't the same kind of work I put in, you heard? I put all the work in I put in with the knowledge that when I get caught for this shit, they gonna bury me under the jail. Did you put that work in knowing you was gonna tell? Cause if you did, then I don't respect nothing you be saying. Let's get to that. All that shit about, I had to make a deal, I had to do this, I had to do that. What I'm saying is, if you was doing that shit to them people in the streets and you knew when you got locked up, you was gonna tell, then you did all that shit under false pretenses, and I don't really understand why your opinion is valued in these type of conversations. Glaze, I'm just being honest, you heard?
Now, you know what? Hold up. You know what? I'm gonna do this, right? Okay, give me a second, Glaze, give me a second. What I want, see, this is all the elements of the game now. Like, I want people to understand, even the dude that was the illest killer, you see what I'm saying, has a story. He has a story to tell. Because the reality of it is that it's always good when the bad cool. But then when the hate get in that kitchen, whether it be in the streets or when you run up into a crew, like Sex, Money, Murder, for example, right? And I use them for an example because when I was in jail, if I was in the streets when my big homie got murdered, it would have been an all-out war. But these older faggot-ass niggas that was still in the streets decided to go to church. Their stomach was hurting. They had cancer, all types of shit. When they couldn't stand the rain. You You see what I'm saying? And now these same niggas in the Zulu Nation running around acting like they the shit all over again. No. With pressure bust pipes, nigga, you don't get to go back to being that again. See, that's the whole
check it though, but what I'm saying to Glaze, what I was asking Glaze is though, like, because I'm saying that's a real question. Was like when you was doing that shit, was you like, did you know like, yo, if I ever get jammed up, I'm not gonna hold this shit down? I don't know if anybody ever asked you that before. I'm curious to know that.
That's a real question.
No, but listen, and like, let me respond.
Hold on 1 second. Stop coming in my studio. If you're not a big dog, if you're not invited, if you're not Doggy Diamonds or one of the other big dogs coming up, if you're not Minnesota, the big dogs, this is not for you little niggas. This is big dog talk right here. Stop coming in my guest studio.
Yeah. Hey yo, Haas, I sent Minnesota the link in his on his text message. Haas.
Okay, listen. First of all, I don't know you, you don't know me, so the difference is right now is respect. I don't give a damn whether you respect me or not because I don't even know who the hell you are. So another thing, premeditation. Like how in the hell nobody know what they're gonna do until that time comes. So to think that I did all that shit knowing that I'm gonna flip or whatever, no, that was not the case. So once again, like I say right now, let he or she who have sinned, I'm saying cast the first stone. But with you, when you like, well, you know, about your respect, about who you was around or whatever, even right now to this day, if I'm around these individuals, trust me, it's a different conversation. So I know what I did, what I didn't do, and you coming over here talking about Kool-Aid when you don't even know the half. So I don't give a damn if you did 1,001 years, it don't really matter because I know what took place.
To me, just now, it sound like you trying to justify, and I'm saying you telling on people, you heard? Talking about you don't know who I am and none of that. My name is Zip with the Drip. My father's name is Darren Bossie. My father killed the police in Queens in 1980. His little brother, Michael Bossie, threw the grenade at the police when they came to get my father. So when that's how I came up. Everything I did, I knew for a fact that when they got me in that quiet room in the precinct, I wasn't going to say jack shit. I was going to tell them my name, my birthday, and my address. And that's it. I wasn't going to say another motherfucking word. Everything I ever did. So for you to get on here and say, who knows what they going to do when that time? Me, nigga, that's who. Fuck you talking about? You making excuses for why you told on them niggas. I don't want to hear, I don't know who you are. I'm somebody, Glaze. That's who I am. You heard? I'm somebody.
Listen, first of all, say the little, you know, all that.
Oh, that's how I talk, yo. I ain't gonna talk to you like you know lady. I'm not talking to you like you know lady. I talk to bitches calm. That's it. I talk to niggas like how I talk to them. You don't like how I'm talking to you? That's it. I don't care. That ain't my problem. You don't like how I'm talking.
Listen,
I talk to niggas like niggas.
Listen.
So, all right, so what I want the people to understand from Brian Glaze Gibbs' perspective. Because there's a lesson in every last one of us when it comes to these streets. There's a lesson. You see what I'm saying? You did your time. He around his time. All right, there's a lesson. There's a lesson.
Ain't no lesson, Haas. That nigga did bad. Son, ain't no fucking lesson in that. If you in these streets, listen, ain't no rules in the streets. They got it fucked up. Talking about, yo, when you play the game, playing. This shit is not no game. This shit is real life. This shit is no rules. Every option is available. He chose the option to tell on niggas. So it's no lesson in that. Either you gonna be a stand-up man or you gonna sit down and pee. He sat down and peed. That's it. Glaze is the type of nigga that'll knock my head off for talking to him like this in person. Facts. But if I shoot him and he live, he'll tell on me. That's a dangerous coward. Like, respectfully. That's a dangerous coward. The nigga that'll kill me for talking to him the way I'm talking to him right now. But if I shoot him and he live, he'll tell. That's a dangerous coward in these streets, bro. There ain't no lesson in that. I don't care what you say. I listen to you. I told you this in person. Some shit you say I don't agree with. That right there, I don't agree with. Ain't no lesson in what this nigga telling us right now, homie.
You know what?
That nigga did bad. That nigga ratted.
Time out. It is.
You ratted on niggas because you told on your brother, bro.
Okay,
like send a link to Minnesota again. It wouldn't let me in. Let him in for a reason.
All right, I'm gonna send it to him right now.
Okay. Look at you talking about. I told him my brother. All right. Like I said right now that's why my brother don't mess with me now. Do you know why my brother don't mess with me now?
Because you told him.
Hey, the bottom
So send him a link and tell him to come up here and tell us why he don't fuck with you.
I don't mess with my brother.
I would go to yoga, but I don't have the right gear.
Save on all the best activewear at Sierra.
Also,
I don't mess with my brother.
Why? Because he talk bad about you.
No, the different talking bad about me. Sticks and stone may break my
Hey,
bones.
Nas, he said he backstage. You sleep in the back?
Word. What is word? What is words? What is words?
Words is a lot, Glaze. Words is a lot. Words is a lot. I grew up. If somebody call you, words is a lot. Words mean a lot. The Bible was made in words. The Quran is words. What do you mean? What do words mean? The words is powerful. The law is words. What do you mean? What is word? Words is powerful. What are you talking about? You don't talk to me like I'm no little kid. You got to talk to me like a grown man. What is words? Words is powerful.
Hey, listen. See, like I told you right now, I'm trying to maintain my composure. I'm not yelling. I'm not screaming. I can go there, and I can go there with the best of it. But for what? First of all, like I told you right now, I'm listening to you, and I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. And even with that being said, talk about my brother. If I reach out to my brother, everything about my brother is about $1, not about anything else. It's about $1. So the difference is when you start talking about like you know so much, you really when you don't know nothing. So you can go by what you hear, what you think you might know or whatever. But the difference is right now, if I want to make up with my brother right now, only thing is me, hey, here, I'm sending you this right now. And guess what? He'll be on my platform tomorrow. But for what? The difference is, like I told you, when you deal with people, you deal with everybody accordingly. And do people add value or people take value? At this stage of my life, guess what? I don't got time for BS. I don't got time for drama. You know what? Like I said right now, it's not the point about me cooperating, about being a real Negro or whatever you want to call it. The question is, how do we stop these kids from putting themselves in this predicament in the first damn place? How do we get these kids to
So, Gibbs, I want you to answer your own question, but I also want y'all to understand, right? For those of y'all that's watching, snitching is the reality. Some of the illest killers, some of the biggest drug dealers, don't lie to yourself. Brian Glaze Gibbs, the man that you're watching, argue with Zip with the Drip. Both of these niggas is killers. Even when it comes to me and Zip, Brian Glaze Gibbs, his history of who he was running with and what them niggas did was they were monsters.
More than me and you put together.
More than me and you put together, and I was a monster, and Zip is a monster. Haas got charged. I got charged with multiple bodies.
And that's what I'm saying.
They was talking about giving him. They was talking about him catching a body every week for a whole year. Brian Glaze Gibbs was a monster. Preacher was a monster. Preacher was taking dudes that he had beef with, bringing them to the basement, busting their booty hole open, then decapitating them. Monster. Soon as he got to the precinct, he wrote a book. He even told on his son. So I want y'all to understand that when you enter this game, it is not a game. In the streets, the number one rule is that there is no rule. Because what you got to understand is that when it comes to the drug game, right? If you can sit up there and take a drug that comes from the CIA and sell it in your own community, watch your next door neighbor go from being a pretty woman to a crackhead. How that nigga said from New Jack City, I got my balls waxed 5 times a day by crackheads. So now you took beautiful black women, turned them into dope fiends and crackheads, and then watch their kids run around the hood being either manipulated by the drug dealers, the same drug dealers, or molested by the African band bodies. Once you could be that dirty that you could turn a black queen into a trap queen into a zombie. You ever seen a dope fiend on a train station or on the block, nodded out on 125th Street in the Bronx? They can't even stand up straight.
That's a fact.
The man that turned another man into a zombie, into a crack whore. So when you could actually sit up there and you could do that to your people, you are capable of anything. So the smart niggas say, you know what? When I was in this game, I didn't care who life I destroyed. So when I get behind this penitentiary, I'm not going to care who life I destroy. Yeah, let's get to that. Let's get to that.
Hey, I don't be jacking. I don't jack a lot of shit that the old heads got to tell me from back in the days. Like they run around, they talk about the young boys these days. Yo, they ain't got no morals and principles. Like they stood on morals and principles, and those was like the like in the last 60 years, them dudes that had it in the 80s and the 90s. Those was the foulest crop of niggas. That in the history of niggas. Like, let's get to that. They sold crack to pregnant women. They ain't had no fucking morals, you heard? They gave crack to little niggas to sell. They ain't have no morals. Now I'm saying dudes will try to say, oh, yo, these dudes these days, they ain't got no morals. Yeah, because they learned from people like y'all. They came up under y'all. Y'all killed their fathers, their uncles, and their big brothers. Y'all sold crack to their grandmothers and shit like that. And then y'all get on here on social media platforms and all that and talk bad about these little niggas. Y'all left them little niggas no choice. Like, they ain't got no choice but to be doing what they doing out here because of what happened, because of the dudes that had it in the 80s and the 90s, where they was foul. Super foul.
But you know what, Zip? The one thing I respect about Gibbs is the fact that all the rest of these niggas, including Tekashi, is running around still playing gangster. Gibbs is one of the dudes that's telling dudes, don't go down that path.
So you don't got it. So they don't put you in a position where you gotta tell or go through the rest of your life. I respect that.
Tell Minnesota Gotti, tell Minnesota that he is the only one. For some reason, when I tap his name, it won't even let him in the studio. And all of the rest of you dudes that's pulling up in my back screen, yeah, this is not for y'all. This is for the big dogs right here.
Yeah,
this is for the Gully TV. This is for the big dogs right here. No offense to none of y'all, but y'all come in y'all crowd in the back studio. I'm only looking for Minnesota, Doggy Diamonds, and if Gully TV coming back.
Where should we put all your luggage, Miss Hilton?
In the connecting room, please. Book confirmed connecting rooms.
Okay, let me call him and tell him fix his camera. I got you.
It's not even giving me the option to bring him in. So if he's gonna come in, what you gotta do is tell him like I don't know if he's gonna go through a cell phone or what, but for some reason it's not letting me. It's not even giving me the option to say add to the stream. All these other misdemeanor niggas that's coming up in the background is letting them.
Yeah.
If you're not one of the big dogs that I invited up here, do not come up here. If you're not somebody that's one of the big dogs, this is not little nigga TV. And Bullis Gotti is up here because he's helping me to moderate. So all y'all sitting up there getting mad at Bullis Gotti up here, he's up here. He's part of the team. He's helping.
Timbo, turn your mic on.
Peace, y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Zip, what's good, bro?
Hey, Diane.
Yo, Glaze.
He didn't say that. He's nobody to say that. Nah. For the consequences of the street. You use it.
You
everything
Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. In the case of, let's just look at Alpo Martinez, right?
I was one of the niggas saying something about Alpo when he was alive. Hold on. Look at too. I was with Ron Duke and the other little gay nigga Ace, them niggas that did that shit to the nigga AZ and all that. I said something about the nigga. I don't fuck with the rats, homie. You cannot tell me nothing. Near one of you niggas can tell me anything about a rat.
I'm not telling you.
Near nigga.
Listen, what I'm saying to you is this.
Minnesota, ask Hot Boy, man. I'm not a regular nigga. Go ask Call Hot Boy. You fuck with the Blazers, call Hot Boy right now and ask him who Zip is, man. He gonna tell you, boy been like that his whole life. He not changing.
What I'm saying to you is,
what I'm saying to you is, right? What I'm saying to you is, there's not enough people, right? If my child, and I gotta speak for myself, if my child, I'm not here to protect my children from the drug gang, from the gang culture, from the street, the deadly street elements that's devouring our children. As long as you ain't a pedophile trying to jerk off to my child, I don't give a fuck who come and tell my child, stay out of those streets. It's everybody's job to tell our child, our children, to stay out of the streets. Now, if it came down, if we was getting ready to go rob a bank, I'm not going with Gibbs. He ain't going no shit. He don't have nothing to do with that. If I was going to do a hit, he is the perfect nigga to do a hit with, but he's not because he's going to tell. I'm not doing that with him. But when it comes down to saving the children and telling them, The streets is going to destroy you. Anybody and everybody is qualified to tell the children, stay out of the streets.
Watch yoga videos ad-free and practice.
So let me give you Zip. Let me give you.
Listen, I'm gonna make this clear. I'm gonna make this clear, right? Very, very clear. If I gotta bust my gun right now, Gibbs getting kicked out of the room. I'm not letting him tell on me. He decided
You
he
don't worry about
nobody.
that. I won't be in the room.
Hey, I'm not letting him in the room. He ain't telling on us, Zip. Listen, Zip. You bring the extra clips. I bring the extra clips. Ain't nobody gonna score with him. Look.
Hey guys, hold on.
Listen, if his job is to make sure the kids don't get hit by a car crossing the street, let him save the kids from getting hit by the car. He is non-active in the streets. He does not want to be a part of the streets. All he wants to do is let the streets know that the streets is a dead end. And he's the perfect dude to tell people that the streets ain't shit. You know why? Because one thing I don't understand is, right, the one thing that I do like about Gibbs is the fact that everybody else is coming home from jail and making that shit look like it's a trip to the Bahamas. Knowing that the kids is getting ready to follow in the same fucking footsteps of being a real dumb nigga. A real dumb nigga that's gonna come home from jail. Talk about Zip. Yeah.
So let me give you.
Nigga gonna come home from jail talking about, I just did 10 years. And you know what I tell them bitch ass niggas? I dare you to pay your rent for a whole year straight by yourself.
So hold on, Zip. I want to say something to you, right? After I had my home invasion, and luckily, fortunately, I lived, the woman that was in my house told on the home invaders. I had, when my family saw me with champion hoods and masks and guns and all that shit, they went and sprung into action because I'm the breadwinner. Now they see me, they seeing a whole nother side to me. They seeing gloves, they seeing masks, they seeing special hammers. And when God bless my son's mother, she passed away, but when they subpoenaed her down, she went and told the feds extra shit. She told them who I had beef with, this, that, and the third. And when she came home and she told me, I was like, yo, why the fuck would you tell them who I had a problem with? Now I can't kill this nigga. I said, was you fucking one of these niggas? And she said, no, baby. She said, I wasn't protecting them. I was protecting you. So I still didn't understand. And I snuck up to Soundview several nights with my jogging clothes on, looking like a jogger, double girdle, you know, old school, double girdle, you know, snook in the girdle. You know what I'm saying? Looking unarmed, but armed. And I had bumped into the nigga's man, right? And the nigga's man is a civilian, and I could have knocked him off, but I didn't knock him off because he had nothing to do with it. I knew who I was looking for. So I had that nigga stuttering out there. Gave him a pass. I didn't see who I wanted. Time goes on. So now I'm starting to get a little money again, right? It was nothing like when I was in Soundview making $50,000 what was I making? Yeah, $50,000 a month. It wasn't like that. But I started getting some money, right? So I'm getting armed and getting all this shit together. The day I had everything planned to go kill this nigga, because I had a bitch that had put everything together for me. The day I had everything planned to go act out my revenge and kill this motherfucking nigga, my baby mother died. I inherited my son. When I say my mind was blown, you know, and it still took me a long time. You know, I ended up in a very bad situation. I had to go to therapy for revenge, because you know what the streets teaches us to do, how to respond when someone does something to you. So, you know, now listen, the feds snatched the niggas that ran in my house, right? So, you know, my two daughters, my baby mother, they go in front of the grand jury. I didn't want them to. I pleaded with them not to. And, you know, Dollar? Nah. You know, Hogan's brother Dollar? Well, anyway, you know, I sat and I talked with him, and he was like, man, you're going to catch flack over this shit. So for 5-6 months, and this is when everything starts to become clear to me. for 5-6 months, niggas wasn't fucking with me until that paperwork came out, hit the street, and I bumped into niggas in Harlem, and everybody was back on my dick. Let's just put it like that. And I hung out with niggas the whole night. We went to Sue's, we went to Ricardo's, we went to Sin City. We moved all around like we usually move. And at that point in time, I was really like, damn, this whole shit is an illusion. This shit is fake. Because of how, we get to talking, the paperwork is out now, so everybody knows I'm straight. And, the niggas, we talking, and, it's really like they tucking their tails to come back and show me this love now, right? And, he said, yo, I just want to know if you was straight, man. I said, straight, nigga? I was on your first murder with you, right? He said, yeah. I said, you free, ain't you? And all we could do was laugh. But my laughter was, I quit. This ain't this ain't.
Listen to that. I'm listening to that with all sincerity, right? I'ma say this. If dudes robbed you and went to jail,
I should go for a run today, but it looks like it could rain.
They had to say you told on them until they figured out, it wasn't him that told. So when people in the hood, that's the natural order of things for them to think that you told on them people if they went to jail for robbing you. How can I go to jail for robbing you if you don't tell on?
Not when I'm slinging, before I got into the weed, I was a little lax with the weed because I used to move mad joints.
I'm saying, think about this. What I'm saying is, if you come do something to me, right? You come do something to me. My broad tail, homie, until people find out you did it to me, they gonna say you went to jail for that? You did something to Zip. How you in jail for doing something to Zip if he ain't tell on you? So until they found out your girl told, I understand how the hood was reacting, but you, that was an eye opener. These niggas will flip on you at the drop of a dime. I'm saying literally. They'll flip on you. Ain't no love in these streets. There's no love in these streets. There's no rules in these streets. Dudes use every opportunity available to them. You see how you said you was just like this man, he grabbed your son? That was an opportunity that was available. He used it. Right. That's what these niggas did. There is no rules. There's no rule. Yo, you ain't supposed to do this. You supposed to do. There's no rules. Dudes is gonna do whatever they want to do. People like I say, I'm never telling on nobody with the thought, with the penalty of jail being the outcome. You heard? You can't say what you gonna do if they get to squeezing your balls. And I'm saying with some pliers, you might say everything in the world. Every man in it, you don't know. We gonna cut your hammer off right now. Oh shit, you might tell. The gun in your head, you might tell. That's a whole different story. But with the penalty of jail, get the bed ready. I'm going up north. Or Colorado. Or wherever.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something, right? One thing I do understand. If a nigga come up in my house and my wife is a professional, not a criminal.
She's not a snitch.
She's not a snitch.
Yeah, that's not a right.
If my wife and my kids take that stand, I'm not stopping them because they have a right to.
They pay taxes to do that.
See, my whole thing, there's only one time I'm gonna tell on you, right? I got one rule. If you shoot me and I live, I'm gonna tell you just like this. Don't hide. Do not hide. The only weapon I have against you to make you come outside, I'm gonna tell you. If you don't come outside, nigga, I'm telling. When you come outside, we gonna get the getting. We gonna get the getting. I'm gonna tell you straight up and down. Ain't no hiding. If you shoot me, I don't want you to go to jail unless you're hiding. Nigga, if you hide from me, I'm a civilian. Come outside with the shooters. Don't hide. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me and go all the way to North Carolina and hide.
I'm gonna say this to you, man. Don't find out too late that everybody got on costumes. Right. I need you to understand that.
Yo, bro, I ain't young. I just did 18 years up north, bro. I just blew trail too. This is what I'm telling you. I ain't just Blue Child. I Blue Child in 04. I'm telling you, I'm aware of what's going on out here. I ain't just getting home. I've been home for a while now. I'm ripping and running. What I'm saying is, homie, like, it's gonna be hard for a nigga to pull the wool over my eyes. And I'm saying I've been with the dirtiest, nastiest, the best niggas that the state of New York had to offer, man. And I'm saying my whole life, I grew up in jail. So it's nothing nobody could really tell me about. Like, I know all of the dirty shit that these niggas do. Like, I sat on the gate and I'm a professional at this shit, popping shit. Yeah, I do this.
Hey, you know what, Zip? I'm divorced though, man. I divorced the streets, man. So, you know, just within all wisdom, and I got back in late. You know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't made all type of money in the music game and all that shit, but when Internal Revenue Service and child support pulled up on me, I went back in the street. You know, and you know, you never get away from your investments, if you understand what I mean. You know, so all I can say is, like, I don't judge another man's shoes, and you know, I just say, when you in a nigga shit and the offer is the L train, then you could talk about what he did.
I've been in that predicament. Y'all want to see the papers? Like, I got the papers.
No, I'm not saying. Listen,
I was the first time they offered me life in jail, I was 15. Like, the first time they said, yo, life in jail, 15 years old. So it's nothing nobody can tell me, bro. Like, yeah, give that shit to your son. That's what I'm gonna judge. Yo, give your son that.
Yo, Zip,
15.
I'm gonna say this to you, Zip. See, when I walked in the street, I didn't walk with a bunch, and for anybody to tell you, I was always by myself, and I never walked with a clique or a clan or a crew of niggas. I wasn't Muslim, I wasn't blood, I wasn't Crip, Nieta, nothing. I was just a man by himself. But you know, as you go through this shit, you learn, because it gotta be a point in time where we grow up. And that's what happens to a lot of us in the street. Niggas get jammed in the early years. You did 18 years, you probably late 30s, early 40s, got caught up when you was young. But the streets take advantage of youth. So when you have a man who's been through it and can get on there and tell you about it, I look at it, I watch all the niggas' content, and I'm like, damn, like, you know, I understand being that this legendary Pistol Pete was my friend. Like, I was with him, running around with him. 2 guns. He got 2 guns on him. I got 1 on me. We riding around in the acting together. You know, just there's things that have transpired in the nigga's life now where I know the streets ain't for everybody, but you will convince yourself that it's for you until that moment. And I'm not saying you, but my thing now is, yo, look, I'm divorced from it. I get it, and I know that the majority of men you're gonna come in contact with are wearing costumes, and that's all I'm saying.
So you know what? I understand exactly what Zip, because my whole thing is like this: death before dishonor.
In these streets, everybody ain't on the same level in these streets. So just because one minute, like, yo, son, listen, I cannot accept. You know what I'm saying? I cannot accept a man with the penalties. You gonna go sit in a cell for the rest of your life. That's what you want to know. I'm gonna tell you everything you want to. Oh, I can't lie, because if they know you, I'm lying. That means I told them everything. I told them everything.
Hey,
I got a question.
Hey, guys, hold on. Okay, I listened. I heard everybody out.
You listened for the whole hour.
Listen, I listened. I heard everybody out. And you know what? Guess what? Everybody's entitled to feel the way they feel. And it's nothing wrong with that. The difference is right now, I'm not making an excuse for my decision or what I did or whatever. The bottom line, like you say, don't talk that talk if you can't walk that walk. Definitely just before dishonor. I live it. I ate it. I slip it. I live it. And you know what? Like I said right now, at that point in time when the shit took place and I made a deal, I went against the grain. So once again, I'm not trying to make my action justify. What is done is done. History is history. So once again, my objective at this present time, I'm not going to get back out and get back and start picking up that brick, throwing at that prison wall all over again. No, that's not the case. My objective is right now is I'm not divorced. I quit. The difference is between the age of 14 to 24, when I went in, I was somebody, and that person, I didn't like who the fuck I was. And when you start getting true identity of yourself, and you start getting psychological help and understand how in the hell I got into this predicament in the first place, my objective is how do we stop these young knuckleheads from making that same damn mistake that me and so many others made? You know what it is?
That's the question. This is why we. This is.
Can I go?
This is why we're here.
You pretend.
How
you
do we
jump
stop?
on that porch. You're not ready.
How do we stop the next generation from following in our old footsteps? Because for me, I want y'all to understand something, right? I don't want to be a hypocrite. I want y'all to understand something. Hassan Campbell is one of the illest niggas that ever touched a fucking gun. No, Poppy. Let's say Poppy, right? I want y'all to understand this. People used to place bets between who would win between me and Pistol Pete.